It's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Hurricane by Bob Dylan. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning.
Pistol shots ring out in the bar tonight. Enter Patty Valentine from the alcohol. She sees a bartender in a pool of blood. Cries out, my God, they killed them all. Here comes the story of the hurricane. The man authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world.
So as you can see, this song can be quite tricky, especially with those like really fast switches where you're like, but those are entirely optional and we can simplify it down. And I recommend learning it simply at first, like I'm going to show you in this lesson, and then we will add that stuff after. So, let's just tackle this whole thing logically and in order. That's basically what I'm telling you. Really quick before we get started, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, I'd appreciate if you could take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, or even down below in the description, there's a link to check out my premium courses. That's the best way to help support the channel. Either way, let's get started. This song begins going A minor to F. And notice I'm playing F this way, which is a much simpler way than the full-on bar chord. And to do that, from our A minor chord, we're going to leave our index finger down, and then we're going to put our ring and pinky down at the same time on the 3rd fret of the A string. That's our ring finger, and then our pinky just underneath it on the 3rd fret of the D string. Then my middle finger presses the 2nd fret of the G string. My thumb can cover up the thickest string, and that way I can go between A minor and pivot off my index into a much simpler way to play F that you can barely hear the difference between that and the bar chord. And just a quick reminder, I have a free ebook. It's free for all my subscribers, and it's a great reference guide for everything guitar. I'll put a link down below in the description for that so you can get your copy completely free. Anyways, we go between A minor and F 4 times for the intro, and then we do it 4 times for the verse. So we do this quite a lot, and I just want you to practice going 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to go slow and steady. You could even bust out the metronome. That's the first step to learning this song. Once you're good with that, we can add our strumming. It goes like this. I'll slow it down. 3 and 4 and. So you may notice that that's ridiculously simple, just down, up, over and over again. But it's all about the little nuances. The first one that I want to discuss is switching during the pattern at the exact right time. So we count out loud, that's the most important part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on the and of 4, on that upstroke, we lift our fingers and we put down our F chord right on beat 1 again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Switch. So we actually strum with our fingers off the strings, but when it's up to speed, it just creates this little da 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 da, and it's actually kind of part of the chords. And something that I always have to mention, downstrokes on the numbers, upstrokes on the ands. That's like the eternal rule of strumming. So just count out loud, and that's the next step, is to get good at going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Switch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Switch. And don't worry about the details. Don't worry about the tone or anything yet. Just get that switch at the exact right moment. That way the chords have some timing in them. Timing isn't just your strumming arm. Your chord hand has to deal with the timing too. And once we have that down, we can start to add the nuance to this strumming pattern. So instead of going, we get. So what I'm doing there is I'm pulling my upstrokes a bit more. Just try that. The downstrokes kind of just fall. It's important that you make the downstrokes quieter. You know, a lot of the time you just think, oh, I'm gonna make the upstrokes louder. But the best way to make them louder is with contrast, making the downstrokes softer. So the downstrokes kind of just like fall into the guitar and rest. But then you pull the upstrokes. It's all about staying smooth and steady. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, switch. You know, and it sounds kind of weird when you do it slow, but once you speed that up, that's how you make it sound like the recording, right? So just go in order, just like I showed you in this lesson, and then add that to the chord shapes, and you're playing the intro and the verse. The only part we have left is the chorus. Chorus has some new chords. We have a C chord, and from there, a D minor chord and a G chord. But let's take a look at them in context. So I'll write out the chord order for the chorus, and you'll see that it goes between C and F a couple times, and then C and D minor a couple times. And it's always a good idea to make sure that you're comfortable with the switches. We have C. To switch to F, we can leave our ring and index down. We just have to move our middle finger over, add our pinky, and we go between those a couple times. You can always count along as you do this, going 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4. You know? Sounds like Imagine by John Lennon. And then we come up to D minor. We're on our F chord. We leave our middle finger down. We switch over to D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to C. And for that one, my index and middle, I can move them like a unit, just up, one string each. And that's 2/3 of my C chord. You know, we're back to our C chord, and D minor to C again. And then here at the end, we're only going to do 2 downstrokes on A minor, 2 downstrokes on F. They share a measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing for C and G. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a full measure of G. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice that when I switch from C to G, I play my G like this. Sometimes I play my G a different way with my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. Sometimes I do it with my ring finger there. It depends on the context. And in this song, I believe this is the more comfortable voicing. You know, coming from a C chord, I just move my ring finger over to the 3rd fret of the thickest string. I put my pinky on the 3rd fret of the thinnest string. That's such a comfortable switch. And that's it. Those are all the chords. That's the entire tune. When it comes to strumming the chorus, however, there are a couple differences. Instead of strumming C and F for the first 4 measures, we go 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we hit them on beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's called a stop. It's where you hit the chord on beat 1, and then you just stop the chord so it doesn't ring out. You know, instead of going like this, I would call that a breakdown. Here we're stopping. So I release the pressure on the chord. I touch my strumming hand to the strings. It stops ringing. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. This is a pretty easy thing to do once you get the hang of it. F, 2, 3. And then we start strumming again on D minor. You know, we strum D minor to C a couple times. And then at the end here for A minor and F, they share a measure. So they have to share a strumming pattern. We actually go down, up, down, switch, and then down, up, down, switch, down, up, down, switch, down, up, down, up. So we're going down, up, down, switch, 1 and 2 and on every one of those chords. And then once we get to that G at the end, we just play the strumming pattern on it normally. Now there is some other cool strumming stuff, like where he goes, and we're going to cover that at the end of the lesson. I'd rather get the foundation first and, you know, apply the strumming to the chords in a much more straightforward way before we add all the cool stuff. But stick around to the end of the lesson and we will cover that. I'm going to play through this now, And you're welcome to try it with me if you're ready, or you can just observe and figure out what's actually going on. I'm at 100 beats per minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes the story of the hurricane. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the end there on that G chord, it feels like we're playing it like the wrong amount of times. But when you listen to the recording and when you count it out loud, it starts to make sense. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now that's the first chorus. Every other chorus in this song, so the second, third, fourth, and so on, this song is super duper long. There's many choruses. There's a slight alteration in the chord changes. I'm going to write it out up here. So it's the same thing for the most part, but once we get to D minor and C, we do that one time like usual, and then the second time we go back to D minor. And then here we have C and E minor sharing a measure. So down, up, down, switch into E minor. A minor and F share a measure, and then a full measure of C and a full measure of G. So I'm going to play through this chorus starting at the D minor part. 1, 2, 3, 4. And at this point, with what we've learned so far, you can play through the entire song in a basic way. That sounds great, but let's add some of that cool strumming stuff now. It all happens during the chorus. We do our stops on C and F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And here on beat 4 of F, we quickly switch to a G chord and we go down, up, down, up. And we're switching from 8th note counting to 16th note counting, which is basically we're doubling the speed of our strumming arms. So instead of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you're not there yet, that's a whole lesson in and of itself. Please leave a comment down below if you want me to explain it further. I go over it in my course, Strumming Made Simple, and in many free lessons here on YouTube. But long story short, you got to count a different way. So we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's how I would get used to it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we apply that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And we land on a C chord after it. So it's 4 and we land on our C chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the exact thing you got to practice as slow as you need to go, and eventually you can pick up the speed. 2 and 3 and and it will feel a lot better, but you gotta get it perfect slowly and gradually speed it up over time. And then we're gonna do that same thing again, but going into the D minor chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Here we're going to do it on 2-finger C chord. So we're just getting the top few strings. I'm holding my entire C chord, taking off my ring finger, into a D minor chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So I would practice it like that, starting on my F chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. From that 2-finger C chord into D minor, it's not too bad. And once you get used to those two, and you get used to that whole like doubling the speed of your strumming arm, you can just start to add it during parts where there's no singing, like. And you start to loosen up, and that's basically it. Rather than like memorizing, like Bob Dylan does it exactly here at 41 seconds in the recording, like that's not really the way to do it, right? Just do it in those exact spots, because it happens every chorus. It happens in those exact spots. Get used to that, and you'll start loosening up and being able to implement that in more songs than this even. So that's how you play Hurricane by Bob Dylan. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to grab your copy of my free ebook. And if you want to help support the channel, subscribing, of course, or even checking out my premium courses, I'll put links down below for all that stuff. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.